What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 7 of the Practical Oiler podcast. Tonight, we're going to talk about something that a lot of parents can relate to, and that's how to get your kids to go to sleep. All right, everyone. So it's summer. And here in Indiana, we're in the Eastern time zone, even though we probably should be. We should probably be the Central time zone, but we're not. We're Eastern, which means the sun in the summer sets in June. It sets at like 9:30 at night. So we have 4 kids, 17, 8, 6, and 2. Long story. So 8 and 6, we call them our middles. The middles don't like to go to sleep when at 7:30, 8 o'clock, when the sun's not going to set for another hour and a half to 2 hours. And there's science and reasons behind that. The melatonin in our own bodies don't really kick on until it gets dark, so it makes sense that kids can't go to sleep when it's light out here, among many other reasons why you might not be able to go to sleep, whether you're looking at screens late at night, or things like that. So always looking at ways to get the kids to go to sleep without putting up a fight. That's all we want. We don't, as parents, we just don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with my kids. So it's interesting. Young Living, who I am an independent distributor for, so I like to put that disclaimer out there, came out with a recent product called, it's from their KidSense line, if you're not familiar. Young Living, as far as I know, the only brand that has a specific formulated for kids line of essential oil products that they call KidSense. And they just came out with this product called Unwind. Let's see if I can get on camera. There it goes. So Unwind says helps promote calm state and eases occasional irritability. And the part that interested me was that it said good source of magnesium. Something that I personally had not ever thought of as a sleep aid. So these are little packets of powder, and they basically, you rip open one of the tubes and eat it like a pixie stick, essentially. So hey, have a pixie stick right before bed, right? Well, kid doesn't want that. So I was super interested by this product, so I wanted to do a little research. I'll read the back of the box here. It says, "It's funny how the littlest members of our families can have the most energy. Ain't that the truth? While their adventurous spirit is wonderful during playtime, it's not so helpful right before bed when concentrating on an important school assignment or during a long car ride. With Young Living's Unwind, you can offer your child an all-natural way to help find their calm state as they settle down for bed. Unwind also provides terrific next-day benefits like improved focus and mental clarity, both at home and in the classroom. One stick pack helps promote a calm, restful, and relaxed state, giving children the focus they need to succeed. It's recommended for ages 4 and up. So, that perfect elementary school age, which, our 2 middles are. So yeah, I wanted to look into this. So, cause, like you, probably when you think about helping your kids fall asleep, the first thing anyone suggests is melatonin. Get melatonin. They have little gummy bears now that are melatonin, for kids. I've found range anywhere from 1 milligram to 5 milligrams of melatonin per gummy, depending on how it's formulated. But that's what I've always heard: melatonin. So when I saw a good source of magnesium on these, I went, why magnesium? So I wanted to take this episode and discuss the differences between melatonin and magnesium, and why Young Living would choose to go with magnesium for something that is going to help kids fall asleep. And how does that work? Because I know what melatonin is. I didn't know how magnesium fit into that world. So let's talk. So let's talk about what melatonin is. So melatonin is a natural hormone made by your body's pineal gland. This is a pea-sized gland located just above the middle of the brain. During the day, the pineal gland is inactive, just like I said. When the sun goes down and darkness occurs, the pineal is turned on and begins to actively produce melatonin, which is released into the blood. Usually, this occurs around 9 p.m., which, if you want to get your kids to sleep before 9 p.m., please. As a result, melatonin levels in the blood rise sharply and you begin to feel less alert. Sleep becomes more inviting. Melatonin levels in the blood stay elevated for about 12 hours, all through the night, before the light of a new day, and when they fall back to low daytime levels about 9 a.m. Daytime levels of melatonin are barely detectable. So it's a hormone that's in our body. Besides adjusting the timing of the clock, bright light has another effect. It directly inhibits the release of melatonin. So that's why they tell you, people who check their Facebook and stuff before night, that blue light inhibits your melatonin, inhibits your pineal gland to release that melatonin into your body. So that's why if you're up looking at Facebook till 10 o'clock at night, you're going to be up till 11, 12 o'clock at night, waiting for that melatonin in your body to kick in and for you to feel sleepy. So that is why melatonin, sometimes called the Dracula of hormones, it only comes out in the dark, they say. Even if the pineal gland is switched on by the clock, it will not produce melatonin unless the person is in a dimly lit environment. In addition to sunlight, artificial indoor lighting can be bright enough to prevent the release of melatonin. So at night, I mean, we don't have every light in the house on, and stuff, and electronic are off by dinner time most of the time. So that's something that you can do on top of other things to get kids to fall asleep a little faster. So, research suggests that melatonin plays other important roles in the body beyond sleep. However, these effects are not fully understood. So, melatonin as a dietary supplement can be made from animals or microorganisms, but most often they're made synthetically. So, that's where you get, the melatonin gummies and stuff like that. So, let's talk about magnesium. So, what is magnesium? So, magnesium is one of the 24 essential vitamins and minerals humans need to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Few dietary minerals are more influential to your body's physical and mental health. No idea. I had no idea that magnesium was that important. It's you hear about all the vitamins, your vitamin B for energy, your vitamin D, your vitamin C. You hear about all the vitamins. You hear about potassium. Magnesium is just not one that it's not one that's ever been drilled into me as like, oh, make sure you have enough magnesium in your system. So while our bodies need large quantities of this essential mineral, we do not produce magnesium independently. So melatonin your body creates using your pineal gland. Magnesium, we don't produce that ourselves, and therefore must rely on a diet or supplements to get the recommended dose. About half of your magnesium is found in your bones, the other 40 to 50% is in soft tissues. 68% of American adults do not consume enough magnesium in their diet. So if adults don't, you can guarantee that there's not enough peanut butter and jelly and chicken nuggets in the world that are going to give your kids enough magnesium. I'm just going to put that out there. In addition to poor sleep, other negative side effects linked to magnesium deficiency include hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. I need more magnesium in my system, let alone my kids. So, while both can act as a sleep aid, magnesium and melatonin perform different roles in the body. Melatonin is a hormone and antioxidant, magnesium is a mineral. While they can both help you fall asleep, we recommend learning differences in how each substance works within your body to fall asleep. So, very different already off the bat. So, now that we kind of know what each of them are, we can talk about how each of them help you sleep because they both do. So Chances are good that you've seen melatonin in pharmacies, grocery stores, or in advertisements, especially if you're a parent. I feel like it's important to note that no other hormone is available in the United States without a prescription. Melatonin is the only hormone in the United States that does not require a prescription. It's also important to note that in Europe, and Britain specifically, that I looked up, it is required by prescription. So this is a United States thing. Um, because melatonin is contained naturally in some foods, the U.S. Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994 allows it to be sold as a dietary supplement, just like other vitamins and minerals. These do not need to be approved by the FDA or controlled in the same way as drugs. Natural melatonin in your body is normally released in the evening, stimulated by darkness, as I said earlier. In the morning during the day, it's largely shut off. So, synthetic melatonin, as I said before, you can get it from animal, microorganism, or synthetically. So, synthetic melatonin mimics the effects of your own melatonin. It has both a hypnotic or sleepiness inducing effect when given in large doses, 3 to 5 milligrams, shortly before bedtime, or a chronobiotic, which shifts the body's circadian rhythm so that the sleep occurs earlier, effect when given in much smaller doses of a half to 1 milligram earlier in the evening. A bedtime dose is typically recommended for children with difficulty falling asleep. Melatonin, according to more than 24 studies, is safe for children and has been used with little to no side effects, according to naturalsleep.org. So there's been a lot of, like I said, 24 studies. The thing that's kind of important is that they're all short-term studies, a couple weeks, couple months, things like that. There hasn't been enough studies that I've found that were long-term studies. What happens if you start giving your kid at 5 or 7 years old melatonin and you're still giving them melatonin when they're 12, 13, 14? Those studies, just I could not find any studies that were long-term using melatonin. In general, melatonin seems to have relatively few side effects in children, most of them minor. There are some side effects, including headaches, increased bedwetting, nightmares, dizziness, mood changes, or morning grogginess, and all of which disappear with discontinuation. So when we gave because we have given our middles melatonin before, and they're out. But they do in the morning, they are much groggier. Um, and we would never give them like it was never an everyday thing. If it was just something where it was getting to be up 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and they were still just super rowdy. All right, kids, you're gonna take a melatonin or whatever. Or if we were on a long car ride or something like that. But we would always space it out. So, and it was always something where cut them off, and if you discontinue, those kind of groggy side effects have all gone away. But again, these are short term things. However, there are ongoing concerns based on studies in animals showing melatonin can affect puberty related hormones, including natural melatonin production. So that's the concern. And these are studies that like I said, they've been doing in animals. They haven't done long-term human studies that might affect that. But that's something to think about with your children: is how is this affecting? It's a hormone. Melatonin is a hormone. You are manipulating the hormonal balance in their body by giving them more. So are there long-term side effects? We don't know, but I mean, just it's hormones of pre-adolescent kids that we're messing with using melatonin. There's very little evidence to suggest this is true in humans. The reality is no long-term clinical trials, which would settle the question, have yet to be conducted. So that's it's some things to think about, at least, if you are someone who gives melatonin all the time. Um, so let's talk about magnesium. How does magnesium? Is it different? Is it better? Is it the same? Does it work the same way? Um, Magnesium helps. to slow down your thinking by regulating a neurotransmitter called GABA. GABA, or short for gamma aminobutyric acid. That is a big word, and I'll put that on the screen for the people watching on YouTube. Is an important amino acid that plays a key role in your overall sleep health. One of the primary functions of GABA is essentially to help your brain power down for the night. This neurotransmitter slows down the communication between your brain and your central nervous system, helping you relax, de stress, and ultimately fall asleep. Magnesium helps your body maintain healthy levels of GABA, allowing for a more restorative sleep. Additionally, GABA can help calm both body and mind while you prepare for sleep. This calming ritual is a natural boost to your own circadian rhythm. German scientists recently tested a link between magnesium and stress when it comes to sleep. Their results found that increasing the participants' daily magnesium intake helped participants regulate both the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Regulating these two systems is critical for healthy sleep. The parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest system, allows your body to prepare for sleep by slowing down your heart rate and relaxing other systems in your body. The sympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is also known as your fight or flight response system, leaving you in a heightened state of arousal. When these two systems reach equilibrium through the use of magnesium supplements, participants in the German study saw a decrease in sleep disorders, irritability, poor concentration, and depression. Whoa, that is so much more than just going to sleep earlier. Like, that is like, you know, you ever like sleep for a long time and then you wake up and you still just don't feel like you slept? Like, this is that like full. You ever take a nap, like even like a 15-minute nap, and you wake up feeling like $1,000,000, like just that good sleep? There's a difference between sleep and good sleep. This is like good sleep. Like, irritability, poor concentration, depression, those are huge things. In addition to improving your overall quality of sleep, magnesium can also improve restless leg syndrome. That is something that my wife suffers from a lot. She'll start kicking her feet, even if we're on the couch at night watching movies or something, and I can just tell when she starts, her feet start fidgeting, and I just know that she is getting restless legs. Like, hey babe, go grab one of the kids online, take one of these, help that restless leg. So just discovered that, so I will let you guys know if this helps her with that. But according to what I found here, it can. Magnesium is important to gut health, a relatively new branch of research. One of the jobs of magnesium is to relax muscles in the stomach and intestines, neutralize stomach acids, and promote a healthy digestive tract. For this reason, high doses of magnesium are often used to relieve constipation and soothe heartburn. Another thing elementary school age boys tend to have issues with is constipation. So that is something that we've also battled with, and have started using some different things to try to assist them as best we can without resorting to laxatives or something. So if this can help with that too, like now we're racking up points now. So a study published in the Journal of the American Board of Family Medicine found a link between magnesium supplementation and fewer symptoms of depression. This link was even higher in younger adults. There is magnesium in foods, so almonds, spinach, peanuts, avocado, salmon. So for you avocado toast people out there, and you salmon lovers, you can get more. Looking at that list, like peanuts maybe is where I can get magnesium from. I definitely do not have enough that I'm taking. So with supplements, there are two kinds of magnesium supplements out there. There's magnesium glycinate, Glycine is another sleep-inducing amino acid. One form of supplemental magnesium is magnesium glycinate. This is one of the most absorbable forms of magnesium you can take. Studies have shown that glycine improves sleep quality and promotes natural, healthy sleep patterns, including healthy REM cycles. So that's that good sleep. That is what is in this. That is what makes this so effective for sleep. Um, there's also magnesium citrate or citrate. Um, Feeling stressed or tense, consider upping your magnesium citrate intake. Many common magnesium supplements contain magnesium citrate in addition to soothing muscle cramps. Magnesium citrate has calming properties, helping your mind and body relax. So if you're looking at a magnesium supplement, um, a lot of them don't. If it just says magnesium, there is a difference between the kind of magnesium. So try to do some research and find out which kind of magnesium supplement it is, whether it's glycinate or citrate. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking or researching your own magnesium supplements out there. Um, so there are side effects. Too much, and by too much I mean over 600 milligrams a day, which, looking at this, uh, this is 42 milligrams. So I mean, it would take 12, 13, I don't know, I don't math well. It would take a lot of these to reach 600 milligrams a day. So too much a day can cause stomach cramping. Like it said, it's about, magnesium has the ability to relax your stomach muscles. So too much of it can cause some cramping, or have, like it said, it helps with constipation. So it can have a laxative effect if you take too much of it. But again, that's a lot. There are also some drugs that have poor interaction with magnesium. So if you're on prescriptions, or your kids are on prescriptions, make sure you talk to a doctor before you start taking magnesium, or any supplement for that matter, just to make sure there's no reactions or things like that. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the difference between the two. Um, do we still have melatonin? Sure. I think if we were on a long car ride, or something where we wanted the kids to be able to fall asleep quickly, I think we would still use melatonin. Like I said, it's still relatively safe in short doses. If I don't think you're a bad parent if you give your kid melatonin, because we do too. Um, but if you're looking for just helping the school year starting back up, getting your kids back into the swing of a natural sleep cycle to get up for school, and to be able to concentrate the next day and not be anxious the next day. There's just multiple reasons why this is a good supplement to have, and to have a good source of magnesium in their diet. So I was super interested. I hope you're interested. I hope you learned something, because I definitely did. And yeah, if leave some comments down below if you learned something. If you take melatonin, if you are a Young Living member and you've tried KidSense Unwind with your kids, go ahead and leave a comment or review, what you thought of it down below. And or send me a message to the anchor.fm app. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can leave voice messages, which I will read. Leave me a voice message if you have something that you want me to review, or an oil you want to learn about. Go ahead and leave me a voice message there, and I will do what I can. I've really been enjoying this. I hope you've been enjoying this. We're 7 episodes in. I got some really interesting stuff, so make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell so you can see when new videos and new podcast episodes show up. So we will see you next time.